It's move-in day at Quincy University. Freshmen are adapting to life away from home.
Resident assistants talk about how the move-in process worked this year, and the president of QU tells students on how to enjoy the new part of their semester. Quincy University freshmen moved into Garner and Heline dorms this morning.
One student comes 2 hours away, anxious to begin her college journey as a new nursing student. Has the story.
Okay, so you'll just follow on around and down. Okay, so great.
She's the oldest sibling in her family and the first to go to college. Maddie Kendall took her first steps on Quincy University's campus this morning, but this time as a student. She went through her normal freshman check-in and was already familiar with her roommate after meeting her for lunch.
We actually talked for 4 hours. So, yes, so we get along really well. I really like her. Our dads, both names are Travis, so we have a lot of stuff in common like that. Our brothers are the same age, and we're both nursing majors, and I think we're going to really get along well.
She says she lives 2 hours away from campus in Dawson, Illinois. Her and her family spent the entire day moving things into her dorm.
I'm excited, but I'm also nervous since this is my first time away from home for a long period of time.
Because this is their first child to leave the nest, her parents plan to stay in contact through cell phone and email, and they're also looking forward to Parent Weekend.
It'll hit a couple days from now when she's not coming in the evening, or and she's not there to ask a question or anything. Like I say, it'll take a couple days to set in.
The two girls live on the second floor of Garner Hall. They can look forward to the rest of the freshman activities for the weekend planned by campus programs. Abigail Moore, QUTV News, Quincy.
Quincy University resident assistants have been preparing all week for new students moving in. Freshmen were welcomed to their new home to their new RAs, Greek life, and upperclassmen. Those helpers hope to take the transition an easier one for the newbies. The movers.
As a freshman RA, I think also being an orientation leader, I think to welcome them, I usually be very excited. I'm like, oh, you're on my floor, or hi, I'm one of the RAs, and just to talk to them very happily and to ask them if they have any questions, to make them rely on me a little bit.
The movers use different methods to help move furniture. Golf carts, wagons, and manual labor made the process smoother for everyone. Parents were pleased with the ease of today's move-in before leaving their new college student behind.
It's back to school time at QU, and for businesses like Daylight Donuts, this means job opportunities for new students. QU alumni Megan McGee took a job at Daylight Donuts as a junior. She is now the shop's general manager. Daylight is located on Broadway, just blocks away from QU.
So I'm always interested in helping students out the way they helped me out when I was looking for a job.
Again, Daylight Donut is blocks away from QU, and there are dozens of opportunities with businesses in Quincy looking forward for students to return on campus. Freshmen flooded the QU gym with tears of joy today. Emotions are running high as everyone starts up their new chapter in their lives.
New students, along with their families, filed through the check-in process. Freshman Rachel Edwards says QU already feels like home.
Being excited to be done with school and ready for college, and now it's nervous.
Edwards' mom says it's a big step for she and her daughter.
It's exciting and sad and scary, and
President Phil Conover says this is a magical moment for the university and offers a piece of advice for freshmen.
One of the best things they can do is just be themselves. Don't try to be anybody else other than who you are, and just relax and enjoy the moment.
Edward's mom has a good feeling about Quincy University.
It's going to be a great year. I know that she's going to love it here. We fell in love as soon as we came on campus.
Ashlyn Worley, QUTV News, Quincy.
You worked hard all day moving in and decorating your room. Now we'd like to give you some recognition for all your creativity. QUTV is sponsoring the Coolest Dorm Room contest. Do your comforters match? Did you hang up your lights? Now, do you think you have the best bunk bed setup? Now just post your picture on Instagram and hashtag us at the hashtag of QUTV Cool Room. We will feature your room on the future QUTV broadcasts.
A missing Iowa student is a cautionary tale for new freshmen.
And we say goodbye to the Queen of Soul. QUTV will be right back.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Idle hands. They say they're the devil's workshop. Easy targets. Quick to kill time. But give idle hands something to do, a place to go, a purpose. And they're capable of amazing things.
The first weekend of school is exciting, but it is important to remember that you are in unfamiliar surroundings. Molly Tibbetts, the University of Iowa college student that was last seen jogging in Brooklyn, Iowa, is a cautionary tale.
Tibbetts is still missing after nearly 4 weeks, and investigators hope a website will help this in search. Lauren Donovan has the latest.
The authorities now are being much more specific in what we should be looking for.
Molly Tibbetts' father is talking about these 5 spots on a new map. Locations linked to the disappearance of his daughter, says investigators. Visiting Brooklyn, we took a look at each. Starting here off Interstate 80 at the TA truck stop. This major hub for travelers never seems still and sits just a couple miles from town. Driving into town from TA, just behind the first intersection, is the D&M car wash. It's quiet and sits at the foot of a residential area. Neighbors say they think investigators have highlighted it in part because of its surveillance cameras, one of the few in town. Investigators say
unexpected or intensive cleaning of a vehicle, possibly at an unusual time of day or night.
We saw a DCI team out canvassing homes behind it. Then there's 385th Avenue, a familiar spot, the home of Tibbetts' boyfriend Dalton Jack and where she was dog sitting the day she disappeared. The 4th and 5th locations can be reached by gravel roads. One is east of town, marked by rolling hills. The other can be reached by driving south past the interstate. An intersection marked with abandoned buildings and cornfields. Investigators say it is not related to the hog farm they searched weeks ago.
Music legend Aretha Franklin has died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 76. For more than 5 decades, Franklin's voice belted out songs of change, joy, and pain. Stephanie Alam has more on the woman known as the Queen of Soul.
She was the Queen of Soul who garnered respect on and off stage. Born Aretha Louise Franklin in Memphis, Tennessee, the 4-octave range vocalist got her start at a young age in her father's church in Detroit. The incomparable songstress often credited him with nurturing her burgeoning talent.
Very early on, he taught me a number of things having to do with timing and phrasing and different things like that, and coaching me in different ways. He did say at one point that one day I would sing for kings and queens. He did say that, and I have.
Franklin won her first of many Grammys in 1967 for Best Female Rhythm and Blues Solo Vocal Performance for Respect.
It was a civil rights mantra. I perfectly thought it applied well. Everybody wants respect. Who doesn't want respect?
As a young woman in the 60s, she watched her father unite with Martin Luther King Jr. to fight for equality. In 1968, she would sing at King's memorial service.
All we need is you, Jesus.
The recording artist would go on to win 18 Grammys throughout her incredible career. She also took home awards for hits like Chain of Fools and Freeway of Love. Franklin was also ahead of her time with a string of firsts. In 1987, she was the first woman to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and 7 years later became the youngest recipient of a Kennedy Center honor.
Some of the things that have happened are unbelievable. Who would have thought it? But nevertheless, it did happen. God is good.
In the 80s, Franklin adapted her music for a new generation, cruising away with a Grammy for 1987's I Knew You Were Waiting, her chart-topping duet with George Michael.
I knew you were waiting. I knew you were waiting for me. So quench my desire. I'll be at your side forevermore.
With her voice and her formidable achievements in music and films like The Blues Brothers, Aretha is often considered to be one of the greatest singers of all time. In 2015, Franklin graced the Kennedy Center stage again, this time to honor Carole King. As she sang, President Obama wiped a tear from his eye. Her performance went viral.
I come, sweet tears of thee, sweet.
She also sang for Obama and Presidents Jimmy Carter and Bill Clinton at their inaugurations. However, the woman who sang for kings and queens reveled in being good at the most important job in the world.
I've been a wonderful and a very good mother, and am a very good mother. That's what I am most proud of first.
A loving mother and a decorated diva, Franklin was most of all grateful for her music, her longevity, and her audiences throughout her career.
I think for me, it's the love of the music, loyal fans.
Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul, whose reign transcends generations.
Details on Franklin's funeral arrangements will be released in the coming days.
Today in entertainment news, Las Vegas is the place to be if you want to see a Hall of Fame musical act. David Daniel has the Hollywood Minute.
Want to see Aerosmith in concert? Walk this way to Las Vegas. The veteran rockers have announced a Vegas residency. 18 shows next April through July at the new Park MGM. The band Steven Tyler and Joe Perry say it'll let them take 50 years of performing experience and create a one-of-a-kind show. How'd you like to get your hands on this guitar? The Buddy Holly limited edition acoustic is signed by 75 all-star musicians, including Eric Clapton, Paul McCartney, Robert Plant, Keith Richards, Brian Wilson, and Elvis Costello. It's up for bid this week at Heritage Auctions to benefit Teen Cancer America and expected to bring more than $250,000. Info at ha.com.
The Abbey has a long history. Not all good.
If any publicity is good publicity, the horror flick The Nun just got a big boost from YouTube. A jump scare ad for the film shows a volume sign suddenly replaced by a scary screaming nun. YouTube responded to a complaint on Twitter saying the spot violated its shocking content policy and would no longer run as an ad, which of course helped it go viral. That's some scarily good marketing. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Coming up, see what the weekend weather forecast has in store for the freshmen moving in.
And a situation that usually ends quickly takes an unexpected turn. We'll tell you how next.
oncologist is a cancer doctor. An MRI is a magnetic resonance imaging. Neuroblastoma is a cancer that mostly affects kids.
Do the kids in your grade know these words?
Probably not.
Why do you?
I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, but I don't have cancer anymore, and so...
Wait a minute, are you cancer-free?
Yeah.
Serving the nation's poor and vulnerable regardless of faith, and advocating on their behalf, we are Catholic Charities.
It's odd. The school year is almost here, but the summer sun still seems to stay.
That's right. It's a hot one today, Adam. Yeah, it's muggy for those freshmen moving in this weekend. I just can't imagine how it is.
I know. I'm really feeling bad for them because for those of us who had to be out there today, it was very hot. So we're going to take a look at that today. So we're going to take a look at our headlines today. We have thunderstorms we're looking at. We're looking at a sunny Saturday and our 7-day outlook. So like we said, it was a sunny one today. 91 degrees, the freshmen had to deal with this today, 44% humidity and wind at 9. So very, very hot today. We're definitely going to be feeling that. Quincy, 91 degrees, Hannibal, 93. St. Louis is feeling a cool 89. I mean, that's kind of around the same area. Macomb, 86. Chicago is really feeling it today in the cool area. They are at 78 degrees, so we really wish we were over there. We're going to check out our satellite radar today. You can tell starting at 2 p.m. right in the corner here. Oh, never mind. We're going to look at our current temperatures. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to check out Des Moines is at 83 degrees, Kansas City 88, St. Louis is 90, and that is where Hannibal and Quincy come in. Those are around high 90s, just like experience today, and those who are outside are experiencing. Chicago, like we said, is at a high 70, 83 degrees around that area. So our current temperatures are just like this map. We can tell in our western area we have 83 degrees, 92, 87 in Denver. So it's kind of around the same area. The only areas that we have 70s are Sioux City and Minneapolis. So we can tell that they are really enjoying some nice weather. So we are looking at our 24-hour temperature change. St. Louis went up 7 degrees, Des Moines went down 2 degrees, and Chicago went down 2 degrees. So that plays a role in our Quincy and Hannibal areas as well. We can be thankful for that. We're going to look at our 3-day forecast here. Thursday, partly cloudy. There are going to be thunderstorms tonight, 40% chance. Friday, cloudy. We will be experiencing thunderstorms tomorrow. Saturday, we're looking at a sunny day. For those freshmen who are looking forward to our activities at Quincy University, you can look forward to some sunny days. And we're also going to take a look at our 7-day forecast here. Just like I talked about Thursday, sunny, we're going to be looking at Saturday is sunny, like I was talking about, and Sunday, partly cloudy. Monday, we're going to be looking at some scattered thunderstorms here. Tuesday is partly cloudy, but we're going to be looking at some sunshine. So this is just a proposed look at what our 7-day forecast is going to be. Hopefully it doesn't change because it looks like we have some nice weather coming our way, but we're definitely not looking forward to those thunderstorms, Adam.
You're right. I'm not looking forward to them either. But thank you so much, Abby. This is great.
Thank you.
Now, a twist of fate may have saved a young boy's life. 3 Ohio women got into a restaurant and they rarely got out. Now, let's see what happened to the child in distress. Shelby Cross reports.
I'm sorry.
Tuesday was an emotional day for these three women, all moms.
I have an almost 2-year-old.
Hey, let's go.
They're also all co-workers at a nursing home.
We're caregivers. It's almost like it's a spidey sense almost. It never turns off.
That's obvious by this story. It started with a lunch outing to nearby Fitzy's Diner.
We never go there. It was just all sort of like a strange fluke, and it felt like it was really meant to happen, you know.
They pulled into the lot, then moved spots right next to a daycare bus.
Windows up, doors shut, darkened, tinted windows.
But one of the women saw something inside.
When I looked onto the bus, I just saw like the shadows of him.
She realized it was a child.
I was like, no, there's no way.
That's impossible, because it was empty otherwise.
But it was possible. The bus was thankfully unlocked. The women rushed to get the little boy out.
And he was still buckled in his car seat.
So I went to pick him up, and he was soaked. I mean, he was drenched and so hot he could barely talk.
The women learned his daycare was at an outing at the nearby movie theater. They're told he was in the bus for about an hour.
I mean, I couldn't imagine, how scared he was.
He told us that for every second for an hour, he was trying to get his seatbelt off.
These women are responsible for other safety as well. They often take their residents on outings and can't believe this happened.
I mean, we go through the same procedure. You do your counts, you always double check,
always make sure no one's left on the bus.
Like they did this day as they went back to Fitzy's. The employees let the group bring the child in and helped care for him after the incident until he was reunited with his mother and given the all clear by EMS.
It was really, really emotional.
These women are just grateful they were in an unlikely place at the right time.
Coming up in sports, find out who bounced back from an injury, and it's not who you think.
Is it today?
Nearly 3 million Americans served in Vietnam, and more than 58,000 have their names inscribed on the wall, those that pay the ultimate price in service to America. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund, the organization that built the wall, works to ensure the legacies of those who sacrificed all for our country are never forgotten. I'm asking you to help keep the promise the wall was built on. Never forget. Visit vvmf.org to find out how you can get involved.
Every year, 30,000 elephants are killed by poachers. 8 million tons of plastic is dumped into the ocean, and 18 million acres of forest disappear. And with them, many of the remarkable animals that share our planet. These animals need our help. Their very survival depends on our ability to protect them. Zoos and aquariums are on the front lines of wildlife conservation and inspire environmental stewardship amongst the millions of families that visit every year. And know that zoos and aquariums that have earned the Humane Certified Seal of Approval from American Humane will not give up until every species has a fighting chance for survival. Find out more and help protect and preserve the amazing creatures that share our world.
Welcome back. Back to school means back to sports.
And QUTV Anna Konzak is here with us right now to give us both local and national sports.
Thanks, Adam. The Cardinals have been playing some pretty eventful games, but first I'm going to take you into the Hawk sports. Today might have been move-in day, but a few QU teams just couldn't wait any longer to get their season started. I was able to go around and talk to a few freshmen about their preseasons. The women's volleyball team, along with other QU sports, have taken advantage of early move-in dates to start their preseason. Players believe this early start is very beneficial for the team, both on and off the court.
Definitely more awkward because I am new to this, and I know the other freshmen feel the same way. So having a long preseason, like I said before, really helps the bond and everything. So if we just met today and started practicing, it'd be a little rough, but I feel like with the love and support of the team, we'd still be fine.
The team has been practicing every day during the extra week that they had on campus. While some QU teams got an early jump into the preseason, others had the luxury of extending their summers. Until now, I'm standing in front of the Quincy University freshman dorms, and as you can see behind me, there are still freshmen and athletes that have not met their teams yet still moving in. Softball and tennis teams are participating in the official freshman move-in day, and those players are eager to meet their new teammates.
I'd say I'm nervous, but I think I'm more excited just to meet the rest of the team. I met a couple of them, and just to get playing again, I'm really excited about that.
Chemistry is a key component to any successful team, and the freshman athletes this year are excited to be a part of just that. Anna Konzak, QUTV News, Quincy. The volleyball team isn't the only team that jumped the gun these past few weeks. Soccer got the ball rolling last night in their first preseason game against Culver Stockton. The Hawks defeated the Wildcats 3-0 with 2 goals from senior Abby Pulliam after coming back from an injury. The Hawks defeated the...
Oh my gosh, there's so much anxiety and excitement all mixed into one.
It was junior transfer Stephanie Estrada that kicked the 3rd goal for the Hawks deep in the field. The tough defense from the Hawks really helped secure their win over the Wildcats. The women's soccer team gets a bit of a rest until August 30th when they travel to Southwest Baptist. Coming up in sports, the women's soccer team warmed up the field for the men's team, who will host Culver Stockton tonight at Legend Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Men's soccer takes a 3-day break before heading to Western Illinois on August 20th. Then turning around to host Hannibal LaGrange on the 22nd. The women's volleyball team jumps into the action in Arkansas on the 24th and 25th. The St. Louis Cardinals are hot. They've won 7 in a row and looked to make it 8 last night against the Washington Nationals at home. A nice moment before the game as the Cardinals honored troops overseas while hosting the Nationals. Taking to the bottom of the second, no score when Marcel Ozuna hit a solo home run off Jeffrey Hellickson, his 14th of the season, 1-0 Cards. Top of the 4th, and the Nats come alive when Bryce Harper slices one to left center. Harrison Bader makes a spectacular diving catch for the out. Cards add to the lead in the 5th with runners on the corner and Yadier Molina at the plate. Hellickson uncorks a wild pitch. Harrison Bader slides home safely for a 2-0 lead. Yadi's still waiting patiently at the plate to get in on the action, and he does with a single to right to drive in Matt Carpenter. Cards up 3-0. They start to pile on in the bottom of the 7th when Bader singles to left to drive in Colton Wong. It's now 4-0 and 8 in a row seems pretty possible. Scary moment though in the 7th when Matt Carpenter takes a pitch right off the hand from Matt Grace, and he would leave the game. X-rays were negative, and the team believes that Carpenter is okay, and he may even play tonight. Cardinals looking for the sweep versus the Nationals. The Cubs could actually do the Cardinals a favor with a win over Milwaukee, who sits just 2 games ahead of the Cardinals in the wild card race. Let's head to Wrigley Field, and the Cubs waste no time. In the bottom of the 1st, Anthony Rizzo with a 2-run homer to left off Junior Gara. Cubs jump to an early lead. Bottom of the 3rd, and Jason Hayward with an RBI double to left. Ryan Braun couldn't make the catch, and the Cubbies go up 3-0. Bottom of the 4th, and the Cubs are up 5-2, and it's Jason Hayward again with an RBI single off Gara. Gara expands that lead 6-2. Same inning, and we'll go back to Anthony Rizzo once more with an RBI single, making it 7-2 Cubs. Check out the TV lineups in this fall and the new sitcom, The Rizzo and Hayward Show. Bottom of the 7th, and Albert Almaro Jr. says, "Don't forget about me," with a solo homer to the left off reliever Corbin Burns. It's now 8-4 Cubs. Top of the 9th, and the Brewers won't go quietly into the night. Christian Yelich with a deep fly ball, but Ian Happ makes a great catch in the ivy. Cubs hold on to an 8-4 win, and with the win, the Cardinals now just 1 game behind the Brewers for the wild card.
Thanks, Anna, so much with that recap. After the break, hear from those who have experienced the ups and downs of college life.
And their advice to the next generation of QU students.
spots located right in the middle of campus, something that's said to not be walked under for all these freshmen that have come in, but we branch out and talk to a lot of upperclassmen to see the advice that they would give to them freshmen selves on QUTV.
Your future is looking pretty good because there's still time to get the affordable quality education you really want at Quincy University. Choose from more than 40 different majors, and 98% of our students get financial aid. Plus, great academic scholarships are available. Apply online for free at quincy.edu.
Or call me. It's not too late to get an affordable, quality education close to home.
Come explore Quincy University.
Every year, tens of thousands of young people experience homelessness. If you or someone you know needs help, 1-800-RUNAWAY can provide support and connect you to the right resources. Together, we can end youth homelessness.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
San Jude nos ha dado todo. Nos está dando la salud de nuestra princesa. Y sin pagar nada.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus, and so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
Move-In Day focuses on freshmen, but we got a chance to ask the seniors for some sage advice. Here's what they wish they had known when they were freshmen.
Old self, I would tell them, go out there and have fun and meet new people. Step out your comfort zone a little bit.
I would have told myself to get involved in more things, not just baseball. It allows you to meet new people and get out of my comfort zone, because I was a little quiet as a freshman.
The biggest piece of advice to students would be to use their resources. A lot of times it's intimidating coming in as a freshman, and it's the first time leaving home. You're a little bit nervous from not having mom and dad's support. And so we offer so many different resources on campus in the Student Success Center. There's success coaches, advisors, and coaches. So I would say to really find out what those resources are, and they'll find that out this week during orientation, but also use them. Don't ever be afraid and think you're alone. Come and ask questions, and we'd love to help you in the Student Success Center.
I really wish I had that advice when I was a freshman.
Oh yeah, dude, I have no clue what I would even tell my freshman self. It's just, I don't even know.
Yeah, I know. I really wish I would have branched out there a little bit more than what I already had going on. But yeah, that's what I would give my advice to. But thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow us on QUTV News, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat. We're all on there. We'll see you guys and have a great semester.